You know, um, if something bad happens to somebody, we um, we figure that if something bad happened to the person, that they would feel bad that it happened. But for how long would you think somebody might be feeling badly because something bad happened? Would you be amazed if it was more than a week? Would you be amazed if it was like 15 years? Um, Because what we find is there are so many folks who it's not that they're sitting around thinking about how they feel bad about that thing. They might not even be thinking about that thing, but we find that those things that took place seem to be having an effect on people currently, which is, it's kind of interesting because the thing isn't in existence. And the way we view things is that if somebody is feeling troubled, it's always their own mind that's causing, well, every experience, every pleasant experience, every unpleasant experience. So it's just generally just accepted that it would be natural if somebody went through an experience that was really disturbing here, that they might still feel very disturbed over here. Um, but I don't I don't know. Why would they? And the way we think about it is that the mind hasn't fully realized that this earlier thing isn't still taking place. And if you talk with somebody about something that was really disturbing for them, it's not too shocking that they become disturbed even in the talking about it. And I think it's because as they're beginning to talk about it, experience that it's still taking place. Well, that it's taking place or is about to take place or just took place, or some kind of meaning that might attach to it is taking place, is activated by doing that. And that's why lots of folks are not eager to talk about stuff that was troubling to them. And those would include people that were experiencing wartime horror and people that had experienced childhood abuse and people that had experienced sexual assault and all kinds of things that people had experienced that they end up seeing therapists and the therapist says, well, I think maybe this kind of thing happened to you, and it would be good to talk about it. But then the talking about it seems to be painful, so the person doesn't want to talk about it. And many of the types of treatment that are available suggest, well, you got to talk about it because you have to release the feelings. And then there's the belief that there are feelings that are stuck inside and they got to be released. And the way to release them is to express them. And the way to express them is to feel them. And to feel them, you're sort of like re-experiencing, reliving some of the more disturbing moments of your life. Um, so when I went to psychotherapy school, well, they really didn't touch on anything. But then when I went to a postdoctoral program, what I learned was that the thing we had to do is encourage people um, to release feelings by experiencing them. Um, I did that for a while, and then um, noticed that the meetings that people had with me were really painful for them, and I didn't see them getting better. Um, and that was, I think, as I recognized it, that wasn't working the way I had. figured, if people are going to go through something a little painful, it would be good if it made a difference. And when I saw that it didn't seem to be, that's when I got interested in what am I going to do here? And that was really when this process we call rapid resolution therapy was began to be developed. I can't say it was developed because I think I've been busy developing it today, so it's going right forward. We keep this um, um, developing it and developing it and developing it, but that's when it began. When when I was looking for what what we could do for people who had been through what I was thinking of, as traumatic stuff. What can we do that would cause that person to no longer be suffering from that thing?